Hi everyone, thank you for joining me, and I just wanted to talk about my challenges of this week. So the minute we feel like we know everything, we actually know nothing. So the teachers become the students and the students become the teachers. So my experience this week was an interaction with somebody who I felt was challenging me. And people that challenge us are teaching us something about life or about ourselves. So my experience this week was a lady who basically, it was just a Facebook post. A friend invited me to a closed group, and I was there, and this lady had posted some health concerns about her daughter. So I private messaged and said, I think I might be able to help. I do biofeedback. I would be really interested in the answers that her body may give. And I will offer, a little bit of time free of charge, because I'm just intrigued that I feel like I can learn more from this. So I feel it was a lesson in my self-worth as well, that I did feel, offering my services for free, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But it's to have value of yourself and your self-worth, and it's kind of hold your worth. So I got a lesson back in knowing my worth. So her reply to my offer, my free offering, was, what are your credentials? I work in a hospital and I work for cancer research, and so she kind of like portrayed what her credentials were and her a little bit of experiences where she came from. So for this lady, I did feel bent out of shape by kind of like, what are your credentials? It's kind of like as though, and who are you again, kind of thing. And that was my human reaction. Nothing wrong with human reaction. This is what we learn from. So nothing wrong with it. So if you're feeling angry or anything like, nothing wrong with it. But just check in with yourself. Like, I was feeling a little bit annoyed. So I looked at my personal experiences and my journey, and I looked at this lady's personal experiences and journey. So she did give me a little bit of clue and indication about her journey and her life path that she's on. So for this lady, her sense of safety comes from credentials, people with credentials, and that's where she feels safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for my personal experiences, the people with credentials were the ones that closed the door on me. They were the ones that closed on the door on me when I really needed help. When I was bedridden for 3 years with Lyme disease, they couldn't help. They said they couldn't help. And these were beautiful people. They wanted to help, but the system just did not allow it. So the people with credentials weren't the ones that helped me on this journey. So for me, in my experience, it forced me to knock on other doors. And the other doors that I knocked on were people that didn't have credentials. They were very, very knowledgeable in their own field, very intuitive. And they were the ones in the end that I got my life back with. I was able to be a mum, I was able to be a wife, I was able to work. So these enabled me to get my life back. But they didn't hold credentials. But I had to take that leap of faith, because the people with credentials weren't the ones that could help. So that was my life experiences and my journey. And just to compare it with the other ladies. So our belief systems and our opinions about things are formed by our life experiences, from our journeys, from our families' belief systems, from our parents' belief systems, from our educational system. So there are so much influence kind of like all around us in our world that can influence our belief systems. So through 10 years of kind of meditations and self introspection and things like that, I learn through that to expand my heart, and that there's no other person that can hurt me. It's my decision as to whether I allow that person to hurt me or not. Um, so then I looked at it, well, if they're not hurting me, what are they teaching me? So I try to look at it that way. So if I have any challenge on the horizon, then what I do is paper, pen, heart, mind. Paper, pen, heart, mind. So I get a piece of paper and a pen, and I write 3 questions. One is, what can I learn from this experience and this person? One, how can I expand my truth and my vision? And number 3 is, what would love do? That's the most simple question, what would love do? So I then just start writing, and another perspective kind of appears on the piece of paper, and it's another kind of like another set of life instructions that potentially are another guide that I can choose from. So that just helps me, my little coping mechanism. So what I learned from it was that there are 7.5 billion people on this planet, and every single one of us is on a different journey. Every single one of us is on a different experience, on a different ride. And that's how we form our belief systems and perspectives and thoughts around things. So then we look at kind of like the division that is around at the moment. So much division on kind of like what to do, what not to do, what makes us feel safe, what doesn't make us feel safe. Mask wearing, not mask wearing, inoculations, not inoculations, and it doesn't matter. None of it really matters. None of it is right or wrong. None of it is good or bad. Doesn't matter. Everything is created in neutrality. How we view it is basically based on our personal experiences. So when we are interacting with people at the moment, and we're finding ourselves kind of like having a little bit of an abrasive kind of interaction with somebody else, nothing wrong with it. It's how we learn. It's how we learn about ourselves and about people's different journeys. So, you know, my parents hold different belief system to me, and it's kind of like eventually, you know, sometimes they do poke me like a bear, but I see my parents as beautiful trainers. You know, they are my trainers. They poke me, and it's my choice whether how I react. You know, do I react volatilely and kind of like and, you know, tear a new hole in space from them, or, you know, do I think, what are they teaching me here? And you know what, I love you more for being my teachers, and I love you more for teaching me to love myself more, and I in turn love you more for that. My beautiful, yeah, parents. And you may have family members like this, you may have people on Facebook like this, you may have friends like this. Come back to, I think the divisiveness is a beautiful exercise and training exercise for humanity at the moment to bring us all back into unity. Because I suppose if you've had a day of kind of wrestling with people about your belief system and about their belief system and what makes you feel safe and what makes them feel safe, it's exhausting on that hamster wheel. And at some point you just think, do you know what, I want to get off, it's not fun anymore. So then we choose, we can either stay on it, or we can come off it and just think, do you know what, this conversation is beautiful, thank you, but you're entitled to your beliefs, I'm entitled to my beliefs. Let's agree to disagree, and we'll leave it there. Your journey I respect, my journey I respect. Let's leave it there. And then remember what fun you had with this person. Remember what joy you had with this person. Go back to that. Go back to that. We'll all get so sick of kind of being so separated from one another that it will just basically lead us more back to unity with a more open heart space and more open respect for one another. So I believe everything that is happening at the moment is for the greater good, and it's expansion, and it's beautiful to watch, but just take all the judgment out of it. Get your popcorn, just watch it. So even I was experiencing this week. We are all going to be experiencing it, and it's up to you how you react. Honour all of it, honour everything, honour what you feel about it, because there are other civilisations that have gone past the ascension process, they are in higher levels of consciousness, and harming another human being and all this that we're going through now is kind of like, it's long gone, and they don't even, it's not even in their consciousness anymore. And it's all peaceful, it's all love, and it's all light, and it's beautiful. However, it can get a little dull. So some of us have put our hands up and said, right, I'm going to come here for the exercise. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to come here for the fun, and to feel and to enjoy it. So it's kind of like, while you're here, experience, enjoy it. Anything that is coming up, enjoy it. For those of you, and I was having a tough time this week with all this as well. For those of you like me that are having a tough time with everything that is going on, love yourself more, love the heck out of yourself more. Make it a ritual every day to do something for you, whether it's even just something simple like light a candle for yourself in the morning, or any time of day. Have a nice soak in the bath, use essential oils on your feet, anything that basically says thank you to you with love from me. Anything that you love, do it. Bring the love back into you, and just to remember that we are all just on different journeys, and our imperfections, as what some people would view them as, are beautiful things. And it's to remember that every single one of us is still perfect, that we are created with perfection, and whether you're getting it, whether you're having a tough time, whether you're having a great time, whether you're sailing through it, you are loved, every single one of you, just as much the same. Whatever you are going through, you are loved just as much the same, and you are viewed as perfection. Your human blueprint is perfection, and it's such a gift to be human, particularly right now. And your perfections are just different facets of a diamond. You are all different facets of the same diamond. And if we want our external to have some changes, then we need to start within with ourselves. Change yourselves. Be the change you want to see in the whole wide world. Because if we can't change internally, then nothing is going to change in our external. So start with yourself, as within, as without. So whatever energy you are creating here, and whatever energy you are putting out to other people, is the exact same energy that you're going to get coming back in. So be a conscious creator and really be aware of what energy you are putting out to people. So thank you all for listening. I hope this has brought some comfort, and just something that no matter where we are all at, we are all still learning. So it's just a hold to that, and it's kind of like respect to you all and every single journey that you are on. Love you all, take care, and I'll see you again shortly. Take care, bye.